Moin moin friends! My name is Rod. Today I guide you through your safety briefing and I'm happy to welcome you to the home of hot rod fun. Throughout the tour you are responsible for yourself and your behavior. Even if we are in a group, everyone is liable for themselves. So please follow the upcoming safety instructions carefully. Your guide is your contact and his instructions are to follow without any exceptions. Only then we can guarantee the necessary safety and the fun of the tour. Let's start with the explanation of our hot rod. Likewise as a usual car. The accelerator will be on the right and the brake pedal on your left. This remains during the entire tour. The silver gearbox can be found on the left side on the bottom plate. The silver box has a neutral, a forward and a reverse gear. The neutral position is in the middle position and is marked with N. The forward gear is labelled F and worked by pulling the gear stick up and moving it to the right. Then push the gear stick down and make sure that the gear is properly locked. The same goes with the reverse gear. You move the gear stick up and push it to the left. The reverse gear is marked with R. Attention! Please note that you can change the gears while not accelerating. Otherwise, the gear might get damaged. That is a bad sound. Please don't use gas and brake at the same time ever. Like a regular car, the mirrors are on the left and right side and must be personally adjusted before the tour starts. The mirrors are not meant for checking your makeup. When you change lanes, the additional shoulder view is mandatory. Let's start with the dashboard. The ignition key is located on the left-hand side. To start the hot rod, turn the key clockwise to the right. Then press the starter button, which is located on the right side. At the same time you have to step on the brake, because only then the hot rod will start the engine. On the left side, behind the steering wheel, are the switch for the light, indicator and the horn. The shift gate moves with the steering wheel. To use it also while you are driving the hot rod. The light is preset and shall be turned on throughout the entire tour. The indicator button must be used either to the right or to the left. To switch it off, please press the button actively again. This is the horn. As we are no wedding parade, we kindly ask you to use the horn only in case of danger or to inform the guides about separation of the group. For example, at a traffic light. Attention! Please remember that our hot rods do not have a brake booster. Therefore, test the brakes during the test drive and be aware that the braking distance increases with increasing speed. This can lead to collisions. The handbrake is located on the right side in front of the seat. On the dashboard is a red indicator light which lights up when the handbrake is on. Before your ride starts, make sure to release the handbrake and pull it up after each tour. The hot rod is slightly wider at the back than in the front. If you pass by smaller rocks or obstacles, please pay attention accordingly. Also, there is no power steering, so please make sure that you do not hold the steering wheel too tight, but also not too loose. The vibration might cause tired arms, and the tour can quickly become into a fitness challenge. After the safety briefing, we start with our test drive. Please take care when you step into the hot rod to hold yourself just on the body frame and the steering wheel. Then start the vehicle just as explained. Accelerate for approximate 20 meters and step on the brake with full force to get the feeling how the car reacts when you slam on the brakes. This will help you to understand the braking distance and the braking behavior of the vehicle. Squeak it loud! After you have stopped the car, put in the reverse gear. After, you are going to drive back to the previous starting spot with a walking pace and take a look over your shoulder. Even if the truck drivers used to drive back with just the mirror, the shoulder glance is essential. Attention! After the test drive, your guide assigns you to a position that you have to keep in the group, and it's not allowed to change it during the entire tour. The following rules apply to the arrangement of the tour. The front guide is on the left lane, the next driver on the right, the third driver on the left, etc. At a traffic light we stop next to each other, as long as the width of the road gives us enough space to stop. All vehicles close relatively tight, so that the group sticks together and other road users can't squeeze in between the group. If you start driving again after the red light, please take your old position. The start also happens offset. For all participants, red is red. If some of the vehicles in the group are still crossing the traffic light at green, you have to stop at red traffic light and wait. The back guide will try to drive to the beginning of the convoy, when the traffic and the road conditions allow it, and lead the group back to the other half. If he does not manage to drive in front of the group at the red light, just follow the street until one of the guides gives an instruction. You should memorize the following hand signals. Pointing down the finger to the left or right means something is going on in front of the track. If the guide points with his hand a shark fin, we have to drive behind the others. When the guide holds two fingers up, we have to drive offset again. With a flat hand side and an angled arm up, we have to stop. Circling the index finger upwards means let's go. The guide shows you a turn to the left or the right, addition with the indicator, by waving his arm to the left or the right side. Extended arms to the side and hands inside facing down with up-down movement signals you that you need to slow down. Extended arms to the side and hand inside up with down-up movement signals you to resume tempo. If the guide's arm has reached out, the thumb and forefinger are brought together. Then everyone must check to turn off the indicator. For every tour, at the beginning of paragraph 1 of the Road Traffic Regulations STVO 1, the participation in the traffic requires constant caution and mutual respect. 2. Anyone who participates in traffic shall behave in such a way that no one else is harmed, endangered or more than is unavoidable, hindered or harassed by the circumstances. Everyone in the group drives on own responsibility. In addition, basic rules such as driving under alcohol, drug or drug influence is strictly prohibited with zero tolerance. No tour without original or physical driver's license. No luggage in the hot rod. Taking pictures and videos is prohibited while driving. Other persons or animals not allowed to be carried. No speeding, racing or taking over. Neither driving next to each other is allowed. Please have solid shoes with you. Flip-flops, slippers or high heels are prohibited. No waving shawls or scarves. Pay attention to weather-related clothing. Do not fall back, to then quickly catch up again. On wet roads only drive at very reduced speed. The instructions of the guides must be followed at all time. If this is not the case, the guide can cancel the tour at any time. Individuals may be prohibited to continue the tour and have the vehicle or vehicles returned to the station at the expense of the particular person. But after all this theory, we wish you an unforgettable hot rod fun tour. And always remember, don't forget the fun. Your rod.